Welcome to Let's Talk Petty. Remember, Andrew's not petty. I'm a little petty sometimes, but we love talking about it.
I'll talk about it anytime, any place, anywhere.
Anytime.
I've been eating a lot of weird things that are causing words to come out of my mouth at very weird proportions.
Or with an accent. Just time.
Time.
I'm
Andrew.
Kate.
Jinx. You can't talk the whole episode until you buy me a Coke. And everyone just turned their machine devices off to listen to us.
Machine devices?
I don't know what people call...
You guys, put your machine devices away.
I don't know what people call podcast listening machines nowadays.
Oh, it's definitely machine devices.
So I've got a story about a gentleman that got into a fight with his HOA.
Okay.
I actually have a lot of HOA stories. I came up with an HOA jackpot.
So every mini episode for what? 4 months is going to be HOA for you?
I don't know about 4 months, but definitely the next couple weeks of my stories will be HOAs.
Didn't I tell an HOA one? HOA,
I think we've both done one.
With the dog.
You did that one. I did the one with the guy with the hot car.
Hot car. Hot gas.
But this one, I don't even know what we're going to title. It's titled, This Guy Was Crazy, but at least he knew how to party. That's the title of this particular story. So it starts out, our HOA had someone go around and check if the dogs are leashed. If not, they call animal control to have them taken away. Yet HOA has called animal control on people who have their dogs leashed. Their reason? What do you think the reason was?
They looked crazy.
No, the length of their leash was either too short or too long. Apparently, this HOA regulated how long the leashes on the dogs were, and they had to be within a certain parameter.
Who comes up with these rules?
HOA.
Who on HOA is like, let's make it this X amount? Does it say? Does it talk in the story about how long?
Mm-mm.
I want to know now.
HOA made the rule. So not only did you have to have them leashed, but it had to be on a certain length of a leash.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And fits perfectly with HOAs.
And how petty they are.
Yes.
So the only way to get back at petty is?
To be petty.
Okay. They tried to take away one guy's dogs for that reason, and that sparked a war between the HOA head and the homeowner, who was a former Marine, a former police officer, and all around, quote, madman.
Madman.
That's how he's described, as a madman.
God, I hope one day somebody describes me as a mad woman. A girl can hope.
Promise you that's been spoken of about you before.
No way.
I can promise you people have said that about you.
I'm a mad woman? I feel like you don't mess with like a madman or a mad woman.
Do people mess with you?
Sometimes.
Well, they don't know you as the mad woman that you are then.
I guess not. But then they do.
And then they never mess with you again. Because they go home crying. HOA head did not stand a chance against a retired, quote, crazy person who had a lot of time and money and was well liked in the neighborhood. What he did was completely not normal to the mostly conservative community, so they started calling him crazy, and it kind of stuck. The crazy guy built a pool and let everyone use it. So this is all in retaliation for them trying to take away his dog. And you know, people pay HOA fees yearly, monthly, whatever it is. So the crazy guy built a pool and let everyone use it for free, making the $20 a month pool the HOA set up useless. So he literally, it's like, hey, I'm going to build a pool and just let people come use it for free anytime they want.
God.
That is the definition of a madman.
A lot of money to have laying around just to, I don't know if I could do this. That's a lot of money that I don't have.
That's a lot to hold up to. You'll get there.
Maybe.
Crazy guy also had a giant all-inclusive party that had menus for everyone's dietary needs. Any police officer that came to check on it left with to-go bags. They hated the head too of the HOA. He also had a Halloween party, as the HOA did not allow trick-or-treating. So he literally spent everything and anything he could to get back petty revenge on this HOA for existing.
I feel like, how can an HOA say that people can't trick or treat? Because I feel like neighborhoods like this, they're usually the ones that are like the most about let's go trick-or-treating. Oh my God, my kids have to go trick-or-treating. And then that's like all you hear from, because I'm assuming it's a wealthier, when there's HOAs, it's normally a wealthier neighborhood. I feel like they are the ones that are just like always talking about stupid trick-or-treating. Like it's the most important thing for their kid in the entire world. So I'm shocked that the HOA
makes me wonder how many people didn't move in there because they found out that was a rule.
I mean, they like taking their kids trick-or-treating.
But how petty is that to have a party to get everyone on your side and find out what their dietary needs are and make sure that you have food for every single person that's going to come to that party that they can eat or drink?
It's a lot of work.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Being petty is definitely exhausting to this level.
That's why I'm only petty sometimes.
And you're still exhausted.
I know.
The head was ousted from the HOA after she tried to break into Crazy Guy's house. She was the trophy wife of this big shot doctor, and her father owned most of the land in the neighborhood. She was losing support, and I don't think she was thinking at all, just desperation and anger running in her system when she did it. The new head mellowed out some of the rules, but after this debacle, they realized they didn't have much in the way of authority compared to before. The crazy guy never ran for HOA, but he did start a restaurant, sponsor a drag competition, and possibly took up karate.
Wait a minute. The head of the HOA broke into his house?
Trying to find something, dig up dirt on him, who knows? Because she felt like she was losing control of things, she tried to get back in control by breaking into his house.
What? That is insane!
You have to be insane to be the head of an HOA, number one.
I have to keep this control. I'm breaking into his house, you guys. It's going to solve all my problems. What was she thinking she was going to find there? Something that she could turn him into the police for and be like, look at, we all call him crazy. He's a madman. Get him. I'm sorry. Just try. What logic is behind this decision?
She tried to be petty and completely failed miserably.
I'm blown away.
And this guy's just having a good time, making friends in the neighborhood, keeping people from paying to go to a pool, having parties, just living life. And she did not want it. She wanted everyone in that neighborhood to be miserable, unhappy, and follow the rules that she made up.
And with no candy.
Maybe that's what she was looking for, was all that candy, because she really wanted some.
I couldn't go trick-or-treating. I don't know why I made that rule. I know he has a lot of candy. I heard his parties are nothing but candy. I'm getting some candy.
What if she was dressed up for trick-or-treating when she broke into the house and she had a bag and she was just putting candy in it?
That's how she got caught, because her outfit was too big. And then when she went to run and get out whatever window she climbed in, because she definitely broken through a window, the butt of her outfit got stuck and she couldn't get out, and then she got caught.
I feel like she went in through a dog door. That's probably more likely.
All right, I'll give you that. So she couldn't get out the dog door because the butt of her outfit. My God. This is amazing. Either that or she really went into it and she was dressed as a dog to try to disguise herself to be able to go through the doggy door and no one's suspecting a thing.
Just a dog taking candy out of a man's house. Nothing to see.
And of course, when she got stuck, she said, row, row.
Like, oh, pretending to be a dog the whole way.
Oh my God. Was that the end of the story?
That was it.
That was very short.
It was. These are short little snippets. So I think I'm going to do another one.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to be as good as that one, but let's just go right in order. I've just got a bunch of them. All right. So this one is, this level of pettiness would make anyone pull their hair out. I don't think it has anything to do with the story. That's just the title of it. I just moved into my house a few months prior when I got a letter threatening to be fined $200 stating that my mailbox wasn't black.
Okay. $200. Who comes up with these fines?
You have to have a black mailbox or $200. I thought surely they had the wrong house because my mailbox was, in fact, black. So I contacted the HOA and they gave a runaround arguing that it wasn't.
let me guess. It wasn't, oh my God. What if the head of this HOA is Anish Kapoor? And he wanted every mailbox to be painted with the blackest black. And he is like, it is not the blackest black. You know how I know? Because you got to buy the paint for me and you haven't bought the paint for me. So come get your paint. It's only $500.
Case closed. Talk to you next week, everyone. Kate solved it. Sorry, so the HOA is giving them a runaround. I told them to come look, and of course they said it was on me to prove to them it was black. So I snapped a photo and emailed it to them. I didn't hear anything for well over a month, then received another letter giving me a, quote, courtesy week-long extension before I was fined.
Oh, they're so nice.
So nice of them.
So nice.
They're so courteous. Whenever I think of HOA, I always think of courteous.
Oh, everyone does. They're like, hey, let me tell you this courteous story of
HOA,
my HOA. Courteous story. They don't ever say petty or stupid or dumb or just absolutely ridiculous. It's always the courteous.
Flat out courteous. Understanding, compassionate, kind.
Yeah, they're great.
I was livid at this point, so I contacted the HOA again, asking for an explanation as to what exactly the problem was. Finally, they told me that neighbors, quote neighbors, felt my mailbox was rather worn and needed to be painted or replaced. So basically, as you said, it wasn't black enough for them, so I painted it.
Anish Kapoor, you old rascal.
Little sly dog.
Oh, you don't have enough money. You can't just give them the paint for it. Come on.
Now here's the catch. Now for the part that sent me over the edge. And I want to know what your reaction would be if you found this out. After a few months, I learned that the HOA will replace a mailbox as it's covered under our terms.
What do you mean?
So they're complaining about this guy's mailbox not being black enough, but if you say, hey, I need my mailbox replaced because of your fees that you pay and your dues, they will replace your mailbox. So they literally could have just gone and got him a new black mailbox, but instead they were thinking of fining him because his mailbox wasn't black enough and neighbors were complaining.
What neighbors are complaining?
Now,
who looks at a mailbox and is like, oh my God, Anish Kapoor. That's it. That's the only person who is going to look at a mailbox and be like, that's not black enough for me.
In that voice.
That's Anish Kapoor right there. I need a blacker mailbox, guys. Fine him. $200 a day.
Now,
calm down, Anish. I think that's a little much. $200.
Shame on this guy for not knowing all the bylaws of the HOA and not memorizing them.
For shame. Why would you make it such a big deal? Just go replace it if they have the funds to do it.
And here just to set you over the edge even more. So I called them asking about why they threatened to fine me when they were the ones that should replace it if it was not up to standard. They stated it was because they had no open work orders for my mailbox and that it was my responsibility to notify them if it needed maintenance, not theirs.
Agonizing. They are agonizing. I would want to go and just blow up all of their houses. Oh my God. He needs to go and just paint all of their houses. He could go in the middle of the night and he could paint all their mailboxes different bright colors so they're not black. And then they would be the ones getting the complaints about their mailboxes. Take that, HOA. Oh, why didn't he do that? All neon colors. Neon green, yellow, orange, all of them. That'd be amazing.
He should have hooked up with the crazy guy because that's something the crazy guy would have done, is gone around and painted everyone's mailboxes.
Every single... But only the HOA members.
No, we've talked about a lot of petty stories, petty people doing petty things. We have? For almost a year now, every week.
Can't believe it's been that long.
Is there anything or anyone or any group pettier than HOAs? People have done petty things, but as a group, do you think there's anyone pettier than HOAs?
I don't know. I don't know yet. Because for groups, I don't feel like we've talked about groups. HOAs are the easiest. I'll tell you who is right close to them is stupid insurance companies.
Yes.
They're ridiculously petty and they make you jump through all these dumb hoops.
I haven't heard any of those stories, so I don't know.
Well, because they're not as good as HOA ones. You're just battling the insurance
I've heard you
companies.
on the phone, so I know that.
Oh, God, I want to kill them all. They get my wrath. They know me as crazy woman.
You know how we should get back at them?
Mad woman.
Make them all move into a neighborhood, into an HOA neighborhood where you're the HOA head.
It's too diabolical.
Now that is petty. You said I'm not petty? Come on. Once a year, I'm petty. There you go.
Wait, you're not making it happen. That doesn't make you petty just because you could come up with a good idea. You're just coming up with these good ideas because we've been doing this. Doesn't make you petty, you nerd.
Think
You're
we should
still
sell
not
those
petty.
services? Like people wanting to get back?
You've already talked about doing this.
We have?
Yes, you have.
I can't remember what we've talked about.
Maybe if you were proof listening to
I've
our
got
episodes
people
like
calling
me.
my voicemail leaving Chewbacca noises. I didn't even remember that. You expect me to remember all of my genius ideas I come up with?
They left you a message and we were both like, what is this? They were not great. I will say that much. They were just, it sounded like he was just going,
to be fair, I knew it was Chewbacca because that was what was the text I sent.
I did not know at first. It took you a little bit. So I don't want you to act like, oh, I remembered right away.
And I just come up with so many great business ideas on this podcast. I cannot keep up with them all.
Yeah. Well,
we need someone to go through all of our back episodes, write down all of these ideas, and see how many I've come up with. Because I'm not doing it.
Of course you're not. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, besides like insurance companies, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to make a call. I'd say they are right up there. Why? Are you going to give them the Bill Gross Award?
It's an interesting award for 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe a new award category, pettiest group.
I mean, we might have to.
What
but we'd
about
have to do
pettiest
some research.
HOA?
Yeah.
That's a good subcategory. Pettiest HOA.
I don't know.
All
We'll
right,
have to see.
HOAs, you're on notice. See who can be the pettiest this year. Come up with some stories.
Wait, have you even finished the story?
Yes. That was the end of it.
Oh, okay. That was the I'm so into
These are all very...
Peyton mailboxes.
So these are apparently stories that this article picked up off of a couple of Reddit threads, not specific to petty revenge or petty, just stuff that it's picked up. And they're just very abrupt stories. I think the whole question, it was an Ask Reddit question of something about telling your worst HOA nightmares or horror stories or something like that.
Oh, there's so many ridiculous ones. So dumb. You would think that if you're paying that much money for a house in those places, that the HOA rules would cater to the people that are there and not just the ridiculous people that are there. Like, don't put stupid, dumb, petty people in charge. Someone is going to worry about the color of a stupid mailbox. If I want to have a bright green, orange, yellow mailbox, that's what I want and that's what I'll have. Shut your face. I pay like $2,000 for my mortgage. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Go back to your dumb house and worry about your stupid mailbox. Get out of my face. And that's what I would say.
Meanwhile, what color is our mailbox? White.
That's only because that's what color it was when we moved here, and it's been like 14 years. I'm not painting it.
Got all these bold ambitions of multiple colored mailboxes.
I said if I want that. If I want a sunflower one, all right, I could go on and on. Just if I want a specific mailbox, why does it have to be black?
Everyone loves a black mailbox, I
No,
guess.
they don't. I don't want my mail getting too hot in the sun with that stupid black mailbox.
What if a kid came up and touched that mailbox?
They could burn their hand. Yes, that would be my argument. It just seems so weird. If you're paying money for something like that, it should be like, hey, make sure your lawns are mowed. Make sure your trees are manicured. Like that kind of stuff. not this garbage. It's ridiculous.
Doesn't let anyone have a style of their own. Everyone has to look the same.
Yes, they do in those neighborhoods.
And that's your favorite thing, is looking like everyone else.
No, I don't. I hate cookie cutter houses and cookie cutter neighborhoods.
Cookie cutter people, cookie cutter HOAs, cookie cutters.
Get those cookie cutters away from me. Anyway, those are some good stories.
I've got many more. I think next time I'm going to do another couple.
Okay, do it.
So we've got to have some good options for our pettiest HOA of the year for next year. Whoever's going to win that inaugural award.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
Well, to have an audience this year.
They can't wait.
We need to mail tickets to every single HOA that gets nominated and see if they'll show up and watch our podcast. We'll do a live one.
They would sue us.
Probably.
This is blasphemy.
We do not allow podcasts in our neighborhood.
But we're not even in your neighborhood.
We do not want anyone having one of those listening machines. What did I call it? Machine devices?
Machine devices? I don't even remember now.
Well, before I come up with any other great inventions, I'm going to end the episode.
Okay.
Go to our website, letstalkpetty.com, download old episodes, leave us a review, subscribe, save, share, stare at it, do nothing. I don't care. Make it your homepage. That's what you should do. Make it your homepage and then never look at it again like we do. Look for us on Twitter, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right, bye. Thanks for listening. Please be sure and give our show a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. And be sure to follow and subscribe so you don't miss an episode.